Welcome to Village in Motion. Today is Friday, May 17th, 2019, and I'm here in the studio today with guys from a group that have more fun than anybody on campus, and that's the Poker Club. This is our every other month look at one of the groups here at Greenspring, and this time we're talking poker. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have here on my left Dick Pelkey, and to his left Harry Dean, and to his left Herb Bartlett, who are three of a bunch of guys who play poker often. How long have you been playing poker? Dick?
Since high school.
Since high school? That would be 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Harry, how about you?
Too long to remember.
Too long to remember. And Herb?
Kids.
Same as him, since high school,
Yeah.
or too long to remember. But you have a good time. So why do you play poker?
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Sometimes not too costly.
Sometimes it's a little more costly.
Sometimes it is.
Have you ever lost a lot?
No.
That's good. So Harry,
Yes, I've lost a
you've
lot.
lost a lot. And why do you play poker?
It's a good gossip. You learn a lot.
You get all
and
the
you
news.
meet a lot of people. Some of them may not be the most honest, but they're
You're talking about Herb now, and he's right
yeah.
here.
But he's an honest thief. But we have a lot of fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
And when do you play?
Let's see. I play Monday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday. They try to rope me in on Wednesday night in a penny game, but I won't go.
Oh, I didn't know there was a Wednesday night game.
Yeah, it's a couple of people play pennies.
So
That's the ladies.
oh, those are the ladies. They just play with the penny any. Is that what they call it? So Monday night, I know we have group leaders here for anybody who might want to join one of these groups. You're the group leader for Monday night,
Correct.
and you play where in the
Town center.
town center?
7 to 10.
In the billiard room.
In the billiard rooms while the billiard room exists.
Well, now we're not even going to go there. We'll find a place for you. It's summertime. It's going to be warm. You can sit outside and play.
Oh, we'll find a place.
Nobody
We'll
ever
find a
plays
place,
poker
trust me.
outside. I'm sure you will. And Tuesday nights, you're in charge.
Yeah, I run what used to be Ben Lorette's game, but after Ben passed away, I took over running the Tuesday night game in Hunters Crossing.
Okay. And Thursday nights,
We play at Hunter's
you're
Crossing,
at Hunter's Crossing.
right between the Jefferson dining room and the fireplace.
There you go.
You can't miss us.
Poker's a neat game. I thought, okay, I'm going to look it up on the internet and learn some more about it. My eyes crossed after about the second paragraph. I had no idea what they were talking about. But there are many poker games. It's not just poker. What are some of the other games that you play?
There's Texas Hold'em. There's
That's a
Omaha-
variation of
Omaha.
poker.
Yeah, there's all kinds. There's hundreds of games of different kinds of poker.
So here's a bit of trivia. The James Bond movie, Casino Royale, had a poker game in it. When the book was written, when Ian Fleming wrote the book, it was one poker game, but when they made the movie, they made it Texas Hold'em because they knew more people would be familiar with that.
Yeah.
Now you can just throw that out. You know, anytime you're at a dinner table and looking for something to talk about, you could add that bit of information.
Actually, the Hold'em games are sort of new, but they're easier games when you get down to it, because everybody plays the same cards, except for two cards. Where before you had to remember off what's been played. And now with the Hold'em games, you don't have to remember what has been played.
So that might be better for a beginner.
Yes,
Like
actually.
if I were going
Once
to come
you
and
learn
play
the
with you
game.
guys, that would be a good place to start.
Yes.
Yeah, good deal. How long have the poker clubs been going here?
Well, I moved in 2000. It was going then.
It was going then.
Yeah.
Must have been like the first weekend after the doors opened.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, it was advertised in the monthly things right from the beginning. You know, it's always been
That's
there.
good. That's good. We have a lot of groups on
And here as
campus.
long as bridge.
So why poker and why not bridge?
I don't know how to play bridge.
Well, there's a good reason.
Bridge to me is a couples game, and my wife doesn't play cards.
There you go. So poker's an alternative. There are a lot of different games played on campus.
Yeah.
There's a lot of byplay in a poker game that you don't have in bridge because you're quiet and you make your bid and you can't signal. I mean, well, your signals are your bid, but you can't. Your behavior is too sedate.
Yeah.
Okay, they're trying to put a sign up here and tell me something, and I can't see. Poker hole. Okay, got it. this is what the sign said. The sign said poker hole show. We were supposed to be talking with someone from sales the second half,
okay.
but that person isn't coming, so we've got some time to fill here.
Yeah, we can play poker.
Well, there's an idea.
We're here for sales.
You got your wallet?
There you
Poker
go.
sales.
I didn't bring
We're
my
looking
wallet.
for players.
So you do play for money,
Yes.
Yeah.
but not a lot.
Big money sometimes.
Oh, I don't think so. I watched you guys one
Not
night.
as much as we used to.
No.
Oh.
Yeah,
What is it that you said to me? You said playing for X amount of money
Oh,
is...
yeah. In the game that I run and the one that Dick runs, we have a buy-in so that you buy $20 worth of chips up front.
Okay.
And there's a lot of byplay back and forth between everybody, which is extremely enjoyable. But the way that we view it is that if you lose $20, that's the cost of entertainment.
That's right.
Okay, because
You can't go to a
if
movie
you went
for
to
that.
a movie, it's going to cost you what, $15, or the senior rate might be $12. Right? If you lose $40, it's annoying.
Sure.
If you lose $60,
Nah.
you're really upset. You don't like it at all.
So you stick to $20 as an entry. That's
Right.
for the Monday and Tuesday night games,
Correct.
and the Thursday night game is different.
yes. It's high dollar.
High dollar.
Yes. Quarter. Nickel, dime, and a quarter. We get some big bets.
So if your beginners permit, that might be the better game.
No, it's harder game because we play everything. Wild cards, non-wild cards, and it's sort of a silly game.
Well, that's
But it's a
fun.
lot of fun.
Then that's the whole
And-
point of doing it, isn't
Right,
it?
and it's very entertaining because everybody has their own different games they want to play, and if you don't understand the games, whoever brought the game into it will explain it.
So there
Well, I
isn't just
should
one
tell
game
you-
of poker.
I just mentioned it.
Yeah.
It used to be that we had everybody ante. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Well, we're seniors. And we
Right.
get to the point where who didn't ante? And everybody would say, I ante. The way we solved it is, guess what? Dealer antes on every hand. Then there's no argument.
No question.
Right.
Okay? But we used to have a lot of trouble with who didn't ante.
That's interesting. So you don't have to worry about your memory as much.
Right, so we'll take all the senile people that want to cook.
In the beginning, he has a $5 buy-in. Originally, all the games had a $5 buy-in. It was nickel, dime, and quarter. Then it was suggested we go a quarter, 50 cents, $1.
Okay.
And it was
Is that
agreed.
what the different colors are?
Yes.
Yeah.
The different colors stand for how much money in that particular
25,
games.
50,
But
$1.
people, we had comments about the police raiding the place because of such big money being played.
Oh, that's funny.
And you couldn't believe it. I mean, with inflation, you used to play nickel, dime, quarter in high school. For
And all those years passed, those 10 years passed, and here you are still playing nickel, dime, quarter. But that's all right. It's
That's how I
not
got
a,
my spending money in college.
oh, was it really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So you must be good.
Not as good as him.
Ah.
Or
So
him.
No,
let me-
they're honest. They're thieves, but honest.
So what if somebody in your group, they're playing and they lose all their money in the first hour?
Oh,
You
yes.
buy- you
Oh,
buy.
yes.
Buy more.
Oh, you
Buy
can
more.
buy more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a stable. not
The
a
loser
stable-
buys more from the winner.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's
Usually.
Okay, that makes sense. So when you're playing, do you watch each other? Do you look for clues about the hand the other person
Well,
has?
these guys are good at reading the other guy.
Oh, are they?
Reading what they call tells.
Yeah.
And that's being able to try to watch his
Right.
eyes and see if he
yeah.
really
There
has the
people have
cards.
tells. I'm sure I have tells, and these guys, I know they do.
I think mine
But
would
I
be,
ain't
I don't
figured,
know.
I ain't figured them out yet.
They're hard to pick up, but
They're
we
hard
have, we have one guy who, if he's going to call, he'll hold his chip. If he's going to raise, he'll put it down. So you know, as soon as that chip hits there, you're in for a raise.
So what does call mean? See, I don't know all these terms, other than what I learned
Call
here.
is just matching what has been bet. Raising is matching plus adding more.
Oh, okay. One of the things I read had a whole list of all these terms and words, and at that point I kind of fogged out. I thought, this is way too hard for me. Because I grew up playing a game of
We'll
war.
teach
Did you ever
you.
play war?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see, war was my speed. I could understand it, but you've moved way, way above that.
Or go fish, right?
No, I've never played Go Fish. I played war, but there are lots of different poker games.
Oh, yeah.
One thing I read said that blackjack is actually a form of poker.
No.
Yeah, you gamble on it.
Yeah, as long as you gamble on it, it is.
It's a lot harder because you gotta you really should have multiple decks, and we don't have a shoe or anything
Right.
like that.
So,
What's a shoe?
It's something that holds a lot of decks.
Oh, holds a lot of decks of cards.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's strictly a dealer, a house game,
Right.
really.
They take a cut of each hand.
Ah,
Well, no, that's in the poker. They
3% or $2, whatever the game is.
yeah, you are talking a foreign language to me, guys. This is something. And I understand there are lots of different games of poker. I know Texas Hold'em, and what else?
Omaha.
Omaha.
Seven card stud, 5 card stud, 5 card draw. You keep
Jacks are back.
going and going.
So who decides what game you're going to play?
The
Dealers.
dealer.
The dealer. So like this game, you're the dealer, and you say, we're going to play this.
Right.
And then the next game, Harry's the dealer.
No, this way.
Oh, I went around the table. Oh,
Deal
am I the
deal
dealer?
deal a hand of cards, whatever you call a game.
So that's neat. Look at him. He's good.
He didn't go out like this, though.
So here's what else I learned. The history of poker. Many people believe it was first played in China around 900 AD. You were on that team, right, Gary? Others believe the card game that poker was derived from likely came from a French game called Poque. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but all kinds of theories about how long poker has been played and what the and I'm looking at a list here that talks about all the different kinds of hands you can have, like what a pair means, and then a JJ. Do you know what JJ means?
Pair of jacks.
It could be a pair of jacks. It could be fish called fish hooks, johnnies, jaybirds.
Yeah.
Have you heard those? And there's a whole list of them here.
Cowboys.
And then they ran out of letters and they went to numbers. K2 refers to Everest. K2 is, I think, the name of a mountain
Correct.
in Nepal or something. And then there's J5, which is Motown or Jackson 5. Who knows all of this?
We don't. I don't.
It was very
We don't
interesting.
know all those.
If I would have just played jacks of back, this hand that I just randomly dealt myself would be very good.
So what does that mean?
I've got a
So
pair
he
of kings
cheated.
and a pair of fours.
So you have 2 4s and
And
2 kings.
I'd end up taking a 1-card draw to try and get a 4 or a king.
So in this game, you can get
draw up the-
get rid of one of your cards
You can
and
get
ask for
rid of up to
another.
3 cards
Okay.
and get however many you want. In my case, I would draw 1 because the 6 is of no value. Okay? But these 2 guys here,
So
I've
you're
probably
hoping.
got a high probability of winning.
So if you draw another card.
I can't because you would be going first because I dealt.
Oh, okay.
So you would take cards first.
Okay, so I'm going to dump this card for
You
no
only want
particular
one,
reason.
You can take up to 3.
No, you would take 3. These are worthless.
Okay?
See, you're advising me already. Okay, so now I get 3 new cards. So what am I looking for?
Well, I'd
Pairs,
probably get
obviously.
out, but I'll take 3.
Harry?
I have a dilemma now.
Uh-oh.
Okay, what should I do here? I'd have 3 cards to a straight, but I got a pair of deuces, which is nothing. But
So what's a
you
straight?
want- straight is 5 consecutive
Five
cards.
card run.
See, I would need
okay.
a king and a 10.
You've got an
But
ace,
it's
a
only
jack,
open,
and a queen.
But it's only open on one end, the 10,
He's got to get a middle card.
So the
and a middle card. So I would probably keep the 2
Correct.
if the bet wasn't very big.
so which is higher, this or this?
You're not gonna give
the
me a
pair
chance?
or the straight?
Her,
Depends.
The
you
value
did.
of this
This is
hand
so
right
hard.
now is 1 pair of deuces.
what he'd really do is, in a real game, is drop.
Yes, because, especially if he bet. If he checked, I'd stay for nothing.
Especially if he saw me, because I'm the dealer, he wouldn't know I'm doing a 1 card draw. He could think I just had a pair of jacks, queens, kings, or aces.
Yeah.
In which case, if he gets another one of these, he's not going to draw.
But of course, I could have did this. I could have just kept that and drew. I could have drew 3 cards.
It's getting too complicated, guys.
So now you
A
took
flush.
one ace
He's got
out
all
and you
the
put
same
another
suits.
ace in.
No.
But
The
if I
only-
were-
The only way I can beat him now is to get a king or a
Did you
four.
actually draw
So
that?
I was just going to
Huh?
ask you
you
that.
draw that?
Does it matter?
Yeah, I drew these 3 here.
Didn't you see him take them out of his pocket?
No, I dealt him to him.
So
No, if I would have kept those, 2, which I wouldn't have done, and I drew this, which is not a very good chance of doing, I would have got out a long time ago.
Susan and I were in trouble from the beginning.
you have 2 10s and I have 2 10s. That's interesting. So that's fun. So
Play
Harry
it.
won this one. So if Harry
No,
wins,
no, I would have got out.
No. He
would've
would have
gotten out.
Oh,
gotten
yeah,
out,
yes, yeah.
or he might have kept an ace. In which case, if the ace was in the right place, he'd have beat me still, because he'd had aces and deuces, and I had kings and fours.
And in a real game, there's just as much noise as there was in
you
this
know,
game.
I
Yeah,
sat
oh,
with
yeah.
you guys a couple
Because
of
somebody's
times.
having to say, it's your bet. There was a raise. It's more than that. You
Oh,
owe.
sorry, Harry.
But you do have a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In the
And you
old
meet
days-
a lot of people.
Yeah.
I knew a lot of people from the, other neighborhoods I would have never met otherwise.
There you go. So if somebody wants to join one of your groups, or perhaps a number of people come along and say, you know, we'd like to get together and play poker, but maybe we can play the same time that the existing poker groups. Somebody could start their own table, right?
Sure, yeah,
They could.
And you might be available to help them learn if they were not
yeah.
skilled
Yeah.
poker players already?
No, back in the early days, there were 2 tables at Town Center. Later, there were 2 tables at Village Square. I don't know if there were ever 2 at Hunter's Crossing. And if somebody was absent, you had somebody else to call to fill
Yes.
in.
Okay.
Now, everybody you ask say either no, I don't play, I played when I was in the service, I played when I worked, and they're just not interested. I don't know why.
That's not good.
Poker's a popular game.
Well, that's why we're here today, to tell our audience,
Well,
hey, you're
that's
missing a lot
right.
of fun.
When
Please call.
Yes.
Between the billiards and the poker, if you think about it, for the men here, okay, that's about the only thing that's typically male.
That's true.
Okay.
If you want to stick to the guy
Now,
thing.
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 ladies that'll give it a crack, okay, but that's just the way that it is. And today, I guess people that hadn't been in the service, it's like the Korean War or the Second World War, they didn't grow up with the game. When I first came here, and Dick told me about it, he says, well, our game is full. He says, but would you like to be an alternate?
Uh-huh.
And I said, okay. And I think it took, 2.5 years before somebody died.
We don't want
okay,
that.
And I was able to get in the,
Right. Right.
but that's the only way I first got in the game up in Hunters Crossing. Okay, and then later there became an open slot, and I'd come up in the queue so that I could play in Town
Right.
Center as
But
well.
if people were interested, we could add additional
yeah.
tables,
Oh, yes.
which
yeah.
would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy last night. You were talking about people who played it in the service. I was talking to a guy who's 100 years old, cool guy who lives here, and he was saying, I said, did you ever play poker when you were in the service? And he said, yeah. He said he was a Navy pilot during the war, and he said, guys would come in, come off of a flight and they'd play poker, and he said sometimes you'd go on your next flight $1,000 ahead, and sometimes you'd go on your next
That's
flight
$1,000
$1,000 in debt. So
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Right?
I think it's just a kind of a stress reliever at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
At that time, yeah.
yeah. But it's a fun game, and you guys have such a good time doing it. So if I were interested in joining and learning to play not bridge, poker. Bridge is way too hard. Learning to play poker, what would I do? Contact one of you?
Yeah.
Exactly,
Probably.
right.
Or stop by.
Or stop by,
Yeah.
because you're Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, always at 7 o'clock. Monday night is Town Center in the
Yeah.
billiard room, and Tuesday and Thursday are Hunter's Crossing,
Right.
right near the fireplace.
Right.
Makes
When
sense.
they get rid of the billiard room in Town Center, if they make a space available in the repositioning, we'll continue in Town Center. Otherwise, we'll probably have to come down here to
Village Square.
Village Square.
That's always good exercise to get there.
Well, the
Well, it
strange
depends
thing
on-
is, we moved from Village Square because they were going to put the cubbies in
The
there
cubbies,
3 years
right.
ago.
This all reminds me of a song in the musical Guys and Dolls, where they talk about the biggest floating crap game in New York. It always moved around. Maybe that's what you guys are.
We will find a way, but the downside of Village Square, like Harry has an EMV. Now, if he comes from Hunter's Crossing, he doesn't have to take an elevator,
That's right.
okay? And same thing with Arnold Erickson. He comes down, he's in Madison Green, he comes down one floor and shoots right down here. There's a difference in reducing mobility impediments
Right.
for the guys that want to play,
Right.
or the ladies that
And I
like
think
to
that's
play.
an important piece of it.
We have one player who won't be able to play if we go to Village Square.
Well, we
That's
hope that
right.
doesn't happen.
Right.
Just we'll be patient. There's always a way to work it out. I'm a huge believer in that.
We hope so. There's discussions along that line.
There you go. You're still in negotiations, is that it? So if you'd like to learn more and get, we don't have Tom, Dick, and Harry. We have.
Oh, you got this sheet.
I have one. There are 2 sheets on the Village Bridge
Yeah.
where it tells you a little more about what happens in each one of the games.
Yeah.
And you can contact Dick Pelkey for Monday nights, Herb Barlett for Tuesday nights,
Yeah.
Harry Dean for for Thursday nights.
Has that still got the wrong number for you?
Is it the
No,
wrong
I
telephone
don't.
number?
I don't know which version of the sheet they have.
75.
Yeah.
If it's wrong, tell me, and I can fix it on the Village Bridge.
1775.
Ah, thank you.
That's why I haven't been getting any
There you
calls.
go,
You've been
that's
getting them
it.
all.
I'll
I
get
gave
the-
her a corrected sheet.
I corrected the other one.
Oh,
The one
okay.
that had Harry's name and the name of a guy who's no longer with us.
Oh,
So
good.
if you're looking for a fun thing to do and to get out of your apartment where you shouldn't be inside, poker is a good idea. We've got lots of opportunities and lots of wonderful people. And if you'd like to learn more about all of the activities at Greenspring, you can, I'm looking at a slide we have up right now, and that is you can look on the Village Bridge. If you don't have access to the Village Bridge, we're giving you the email address where you can write and get the information about how to access the Village Bridge. And there you'll find a list of all the groups. And also, most of the groups are available in the Community Resources Handbook. And of course, the minute it's published, it's out of date the next day because something has happened. But between this and the Village Bridge, you're going to find it. But the bottom line is, don't stay in your apartment not having a good time. Get out, do something, have a good time. And gentlemen, thank you for joining us this morning.
Our pleasure.
That's terrific.